grabbing them!
Get me in there. Get me in range.
Out of doors, ahead, sliding.
On torpedoes? Hold your fire!
Hold fire. Almost wrecked the ship!
General? Abandoned ship! There.
Hey, folks, get off the ship!
I'll need cover and fire. It's on me. Just watch me.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll come out.
Fire! You hear me?
Me for them.
This here and now, everybody goes home. Go for it! Spider, here! Jake, on! Spider!
I'll kill you! I swear!
Hot!
Test me!
You little bastard! Get out of here! Go on!
Jake! Do it!
After the tumultuous battle at the rocky outcrops of the reef, the Sully family finds themselves at a crossroads between the peaceful spirit of the water and a rising heat from the north. A new faction of Na'vi, known as the Ash People, emerges from the volcanic wastelands, driven by a philosophy of fire and destruction that threatens to tear Pandora apart from within. As the RDA leverages this internal conflict to regain their foothold, Jake and Neytiri must navigate a landscape of scorched earth and ancient rivalries to protect their children and the very soul of their world.
Take me there.
Join the party!
Go.
Take cover!
I have a situation. The kid...
Out of the way! Out of the way, guys! Play it down. Gotcha. Okay, stay with me. Stay. What am I doing? This way. Oh, the reference, green bio. I'm a little uninspired right now. The way that you...
Well, then there's no plan.
Damn! Fire. Keep visual on them.
Can't! Ha! No, you can't.
Not clear.
Stay close to me! Come here, man. Hold your fire.
1-6 in hot.
Get The kisher will yell at you.
Turuk loved my father. And when they flew,
He is coming.
Ancient.
In an endless expanse.
I am brother of Tuku.
Holy shit.
Okay, boys.
Hang on.
There's no elders.
Tulkun. Big ones.
Thanks for getting Sully and Neytiri, kiddo.
They're dying.
Kitty, stop!
Mother.
If you connect underwater, it'll kill you. Kitty, wait! Do not follow me. Come on.
Leo. Need you. Monkey boy.
Run!
I fell. Please. Mother, help us. I call upon the warrior.
Flank out. Box him in.
You're in my way, bro.
Spare mask. What? Where's the spare mask? Hey, where is it? Come on, come on, come on.
Deep and slow.
down. You have to be.
Get off! Get off!
The wind! Come on!
Come on, let's go!
Everyone mourns in their own way.
Come on, let's go! Let's go! Can you do that? Yes, sir. Stay. Neytiri, do you copy?
Kitty! You okay? Yeah. I'm breathing the air! Thank you. Shit! I'm telling you, there's no thunder.
Go on. All right, we're going easy. Go on. Feels good, don't it?
Find him well.
On your knees! Cut her down. We got you. Max!
Guys, come on! Saik.
We search by.
Team made it. Bleeding out.
Kun have been killed. So the two Kun have called for council to decide.
This must be removed. See me.
When it grows long enough, I'm gonna get my own. Then I'll be the one laughing.
With no training. Who are you to question, though? Nothing! I will not rest. Then you but one. Careful, Sahib.
The matriarch has spoken. He was outcast for this death to our people.
Not now.
She says he can.
It's bullshit. Say something. Just say.
She says not be heard. Exile.
No! Paikon! This is wrong! He fought for us! He
Lord.
saved your daughter!
The elders have spoken.
No!
Daughter!
Paikon is here of you! He fought for us!
Sit down! We are in council!
Stand up for me!
Be seated.
It's okay. What? My backup's on that ship.
Come on, Toop!
Keep going. Keep going!
Sully never quits.
Nothing. Jerry! Come on! Grab my hand!
Go!
Brother, you okay, bro? Yeah, I'm good.
Hey guys, today we are heading back to the breathtaking but increasingly dangerous moon of Pandora to see what happens when the embers of war finally catch flame in the latest chapter of the Sully family saga. Before you head off, if you're enjoying the kind of content I make, please consider liking and subscribing. No pressure, but it truly helps me keep the action coming. We are looking at a story that takes us far from the turquoise waves of the Medcaina and drops us right into the heart of a volcanic nightmare where the rules of survival are written in soot and lava. The story begins in the heavy, salt-laden air of the reef, where the grieving Sully family is trying to find some semblance of peace after the loss of their eldest son. The sound of the ocean is a constant rhythmic thrum, a low bass note that echoes the heartbeat of the world. But for Jake Sully, the silence between the waves is where the worry grows. He spends his days watching his children, especially Kiri, who seems more attuned to the heartbeat of the planet than ever before. You can almost hear the soft hum of the spirit tree underwater, that ethereal choir of glowing fibers that connects every living thing. But there is a new discord in the melody. Kiri describes it as a sharpening heat, a crackle in the back of her mind that smells like burning ozone and dry earth. This is our first hint that Pandora is a lot bigger and a lot less friendly than the bioluminescent forests we have grown to love. While the forest was green and the ocean was blue, we are about to learn that there is a lot of gray and red waiting in the wings. Deep in the northern territories, where the tectonic plates of Pandora grind against each other with the metallic groan of shifting mountains, a new biome reveals itself. This is not the lush garden of the Omaticaya. It is a land of obsidian spires and rivers of liquid rock that hiss as they meet the stagnant air. The sound design here is incredible, shifting from the splash of water to the crunch of volcanic glass underfoot. Every step the characters take sounds like breaking 1,000 tiny mirrors. The air is thick with the smell of sulfur and the constant low-grade roar of distant eruptions. It turns out that the RDA has not been idle while Jake was playing house in the reef. They have established a new base of operations called Bridgehead North, a brutalist sprawl of steel and concrete that looks like a giant mosquito trying to suck the heat right out of the planet. They are after more than just rocks now. They want the geothermal energy that powers this volcanic region, and they are willing to make deals with anyone to get it. Enter the Varang, the leaders of the Ash people. These are not your average friendly neighborhood Na'vi who want to hug trees and sing songs. The Ash people are lean, their skin a darker, more muted shade of charcoal blue, and they cover themselves in white ash and red clay that makes them look like ghosts moving through the smoke. Their society is built on the concept of fire being the ultimate cleanser. They do not see Awa as a nurturing mother, but as a harsh judge who uses the volcano to wipe away the weak. The world building here is fascinating because it shows how different environments shape different religions and cultures on the same planet. While the Omaticaya bond with banshees to fly through the floating mountains, the Ash people bond with creatures called drakons. These are heavy, armored flyers with wings like scorched leather and breath that smells like a chimney fire. The sound of a drakon taking flight is not a graceful whoosh, but a heavy, rhythmic thud that vibrates in your chest. Jake Sully eventually gets word of this new threat when a group of Metcaina scouts fails to return from a northern patrol. He knows he cannot just hide in the water forever. The RDA is like that one persistent neighbor who keeps trying to build a fence on your lawn, except the fence is made of autonomous killing machines, and the neighbor is a resurrected colonel with a serious grudge. Speaking of the colonel, Miles Quaritch is back and looking more frustrated than ever that he is still blue. He is leading the outreach program to the Ash people, trying to convince them that the Forest clans and the Sea clans have grown soft and have forgotten the true power of Pandora. It is a classic move, using internal tribal politics to do the heavy lifting for an imperial invasion. Quaritch is actually starting to get good at the whole Na'vi thing, which is honestly kind of terrifying. He handles his bow with the same clinical precision he used to handle a rifle, and the way he mimics the Ash people's guttural dialect shows just how much of a quick learner he is when spite is the primary motivator. The transition from the sea to the volcanic plains is a sensory overload. We go from the bright, saturated colors of the coral reefs to a world of high contrast. The black sand of the volcanic beaches meets the dull red of the lava flows, and the only light comes from the glowing vents in the earth. The sound of the wind here is different too. It whistles through the porous rock like a flute, creating a haunting, discordant music that never stops. When Jake, Neytiri, and the remaining children arrive at the edge of the Ash territory, they are met with a wall of heat that feels like a physical punch. Neytiri is immediately skeptical. She has always been the heart of the Omaticaya pride, and seeing Na'vi who embrace the destructive power of fire goes against everything she was taught. The interaction between her and the leader of the Ash people, a formidable woman named Varong, is tense enough to melt steel. You can hear the low growl in their throats, a sound that is less animalistic and more like a warning shot from a cannon. Varang explains the way of her people with a cold, detached logic. In the volcanic regions, life is a constant struggle against the earth itself. They do not have the luxury of abundant fruit or gentle seas. Every meal is fought for, and every day the mountain decides if you live or die. They see the other clans as spoiled children who have forgotten that nature is a predator. This world building adds so much depth to the conflict because it is not just good guys versus bad guys, it is a clash of fundamental ideologies. The Ash people use technology in a way we haven't seen from Na'vi before. They have learned to forge obsidian and metals using the natural heat of the vents, creating serrated blades that look like they could cut through a Samson helicopter's hull like it was butter. The metallic clang of their smithies is a constant background noise, a rhythmic hammering that sounds like the ticking of a doomsday clock. The RDA's presence in this region is also a major shift in the technological landscape. They have deployed new heavy-duty exoskeletons designed for high-temperature environments. These suits are bulky, painted in a hazard orange that stands out against the ash, and they move with a heavy hydraulic hiss. The sound of their mechanical footsteps is a stark contrast to the silent, predatory movement of the Na'vi. The RDA is also experimenting with fire suppression technology that is actually just a cover for chemical weapons designed to choke out the local flora and fauna. It is a cynical, efficient way of terraforming the planet into something more manageable for humans. The irony of using fire to fight the fire people is not lost on anyone, and the sarcasm from the human pilots in their radio chatter provides that classic James Cameron touch of cynical military humor.
As the plot thickens, we see Spider caught in the middle once again. He's trying to reconcile his loyalty to the Sullys with the strange, twisted bond he shares with the recon version of his father. Quaritch uses Spider as a bridge to understand the more human-like emotions of the Na'vi, while simultaneously trying to harden the boy against them. There is a particularly tense scene inside an RDA mobile command center where the hum of the air conditioning and the beep of the monitors create a sterile, claustrophobic atmosphere. Spider looks at the holographic maps of the volcanic regions, seeing the tactical points where the RDA plans to strike, and you can see the conflict in his eyes.
He is a kid who just wants a family, but he is trapped between two species that seem determined to wipe each other out. The clack of his fingers on the glass displays is the only sound in the room as he makes a choice that will change the course of the war. The first major skirmish occurs when the RDA attempts to seize a sacred site known as the Hearth of Souls. This is a massive underground cavern where the heat of the planet's core is used to sustain a unique grove of fire-resistant trees. The acoustics in the cavern are wild. Every shout and every gunshot echoes a dozen times, creating a chaotic wall of sound. The Ash people defend the site with a ferocity that shocks even Jake. They do not use hit-and-run tactics. They charge head-on, using the smoke as cover. You hear the thwip of arrows followed by the explosive boom of RDA grenades. The visuals are a mess of orange sparks and blue shadows. The sound of the Drakons diving from the ceiling is like a jet engine passing right over your head. It is here that we see the true power of the Ash people's mounts. These creatures can navigate the thermal updrafts with incredible precision, banking and diving through the narrow canyons of the cave. During the battle, Kiri discovers a new aspect of her connection to Awa. She realizes that the spirit of the planet is not just in the living things, but in the earth itself. She can feel the pressure of the magma and the tension in the tectonic plates. When she focuses, the ground begins to vibrate, a low-frequency hum that you can feel in your teeth. It is a terrifying display of power that blurs the line between a girl and a goddess. The RDA soldiers are terrified as the very floor they are standing on begins to ripple like water. This is world building at its finest, expanding the magic of Pandora into something more elemental and primal. It is not just about connecting to a horse or a bird anymore. It is about being the voice of a literal planet that is tired of being poked and prodded by industrial needles. After the battle at the Hearth, the Sully family is forced to regroup. They are now effectively refugees among the Ash people who are not exactly welcoming hosts. The tension in the camp is palpable. You hear the crackle of the campfires and the low murmurs of the warriors as they sharpen their obsidian spears. Jake tries to integrate, but he is constantly reminded that he is a dreamwalker and an outsider. The sarcasm from the Ash warriors is biting. They mock his dependence on his bow and his lack of understanding of the burning path. Jake, being the grizzled veteran he is, just takes it in stride, but you can see the toll it is taking on him. He is a man who has lost his home twice over and is now fighting for a third one that doesn't even want him there. One of the more lighthearted moments, if you can call it that, involves Tuck trying to befriend a juvenile Drakon. The creature is basically a flying pit bull with a bad attitude and a tendency to sneeze sparks. The sound of its high-pitched chirps and the sizzle of the ground when it breathes is a nice break from the heavy drama. It is a reminder that even in a world of fire and ash, there is still room for the wonder and curiosity of a child. Of course, Neytiri is less than thrilled about the prospect of her youngest daughter having a pet that could accidentally set the tent on fire. Her dry comments about how much simpler life was back when they only had to worry about falling off floating mountains are a great touch of character-driven humor. The RDA, meanwhile, is ramping up their efforts to find the zero point of the volcanic region. They believe there is a massive deposit of unobtainium right under the main caldera of the largest volcano on the continent. The logistics of mining in such an environment are insane, and we get a deep dive into the engineering required. We see massive cooling towers being dropped from orbit, the sound of their atmospheric entry like a continuous thunderclap. They use liquid nitrogen sprays to freeze the lava flows long enough for the heavy excavators to move in. The metallic groan of the machinery as it fights against the immense pressure of the Earth is a constant reminder of the RDA's hubris. They think they can conquer the planet with sheer industrial force, but Pandora has a way of fighting back that doesn't involve soldiers. As the story moves toward the climax, the political rift between the Ash people and the other Na'vi clans comes to a head. A great gathering is called at the edge of the world, a massive cliff overlooking the Northern Ocean. Representatives from the Omaticaya and the Metkaina arrive, and the visual contrast is stunning. You have the forest people in their greens and browns, the sea people in their vibrant teals, and the Ash people in their stark grays and reds. The sound of the wind at the cliff's edge is deafening, a roar that forces everyone to shout. The debate is heated, literally and figuratively. Varang argues that the only way to save Pandora is to burn the human presence off the face of the moon, even if it means destroying parts of the forest in the process. Jake argues for a more surgical approach, fearing that a total war will leave them with nothing to live for. The clashing of their ideologies is the real core of the movie. It is a question of how much you are willing to sacrifice to win. While the adults are arguing, Loak and Cyrea have their own subplot. They are the bridge between the different cultures, showing that the youth of Pandora are more willing to cooperate than their parents. their relationship has grown into something deeply resonant, a quiet anchor in the middle of the storm. The sound of their whispered conversations against the backdrop of the crashing waves is a beautiful contrast to the shouting match happening above. They decide to go on a scouting mission to the RDA's main cooling facility, hoping to find a way to sabotage it without triggering a volcanic eruption that would wipe out the entire region. The sequence is pure tension. They move through the dark, the only sound being their rhythmic breathing and the hum of the RDA security drones. The ping of the sonar and the red glow of the laser grids create a high-tech haunted house vibe. The sabotage mission goes sideways when they encounter a new type of RDA unit, the Cinder Guards. These are elite soldiers in suits that are practically small tanks, equipped with flamethrowers and sonic cannons. The sound of the sonic cannon is a literal ear splitter, a high-frequency blast that disorients the Na'vi and shatters rock. Loak has to use everything he learned from both his father and the Metcaina to survive. The choreography of the fight is frantic. You have the fluid movement of the Na'vi dodging the heavy, clunky swings of the armored suits. The sound of an arrow hitting the reinforced glass of a cockpit is a sharp, unsatisfying tink, forcing them to get creative with their tactics. They eventually manage to blow one of the nitrogen lines, and the sound of the pressurized gas escaping is like 1,000 snakes hissing at once. The room flash freezes, and they barely make it out before the whole facility goes into lockdown. This act of sabotage is the spark that lights the powder keg. The RDA, realizing their window of opportunity is closing, launches an all-out assault on the Ash people's capital, a city built into the walls of an extinct volcano. This final battle is on a scale that makes the previous movies look like a backyard skirmish. We are talking hundreds of Dracons, thousands of warriors, and the entire might of the RDA's northern fleet. The sky is filled with the black smoke of burning fuel and the white streaks of missiles. The soundscape is a chaotic symphony of destruction. You have the deep percussive boom of the Valkyrie shuttles dropping their payloads, the high-pitched scream of the Banshees, and the guttural roar of the Dracons. It is a sensory overload that perfectly captures the terror and majesty of war on Pandora. Jake Sully leads the charge, but this time he is not just a general. He is a father fighting alongside his family. The coordination between the Sullys is a sight to behold. They move as a single unit, their years of training and survival manifesting in a lethal dance. Neytiri is a force of nature, her bow singing a deadly tune as she picks off RDA pilots from the back of her Banshee. The sound of her war cry is a chilling, beautiful melody that rises above the din of the battle. Kiri, meanwhile, is at the center of the volcanic crater, her hands pressed against the earth. She is not fighting with weapons, she's fighting with the planet itself. As the RDA's heavy bombers move in to level the city, she closes her eyes and the ground begins to heave. The sound of the magma rising is a low, terrifying growl that drowns everything else. The climax reaches a fever pitch when the volcano actually begins to erupt, but it is a controlled eruption, guided by Kiri's connection to the world. She directs the flows of lava to take out the RDA's cooling towers and grounded ships, creating a literal wall of fire that the humans cannot cross. The visual of the glowing red rivers cutting through the industrial gray of the RDA base is iconic. The sound of the melting metal is a long, drawn-out groan, like a dying beast. Korich, in his customized recom suit, manages to intercept Jake for one final showdown. Their fight takes place on a narrowing bridge of obsidian over a river of lava. It is a brutal, personal confrontation. No guns, just knives and raw strength. The sound of their blades clashing is a sharp metallic ring that echoes through the cavern. Every punch and every kick is felt in the gut. The heat is so intense you can almost feel it coming off the screen. The fight ends not with a clean kill, but with a realization. Korich sees the power that Kiri is wielding and realizes that he is not just fighting a group of savages, he's fighting the planet itself, and that is a war he can never win. He retreats, not out of cowardice, but out of a new, grudging respect for the world he was sent to conquer. This is a great character beat because it moves him away from being a two-dimensional villain and into something more complex. He is a soldier who finally understands the scale of the enemy. Jake lets him go, knowing that the immediate threat is neutralized and that he needs to get his family to. In the aftermath, the landscape is transformed. The RDA's northern presence is a smoking ruin, buried under layers of new rock. The Ash people, seeing the power of the combined clans and the strength of the Sully family, agree to a tentative peace. The sound of the world returning to a state of rest is a heavy, dusty silence. The falling ash looks like snow, covering the scars of the battle in a layer of gray. There is a sense of exhaustion, but also a glimmer of hope. The world building comes full circle as we see the Ash people and the Omatakia beginning to share their knowledge, realizing that fire and forest are both necessary for the balance of life. The sound of a new song being sung by the combined clans is a haunting, multi-layered harmony that signals a new era for Pandora. The movie ends with the Sully family standing on the edge of the newly formed landscape. They are battered, bruised, and mourning their losses, but they are still together. The sound of the wind has changed again, now carrying the scent of new growth and cooling stone. We see the first sprouts of green pushing through the cooling ash, a visual metaphor for the resilience of life. The camera pans out to show the vast, scarred, but beautiful face of Pandora, reminding us that this is a world that can never be truly tamed. It is a powerful, emotional conclusion that sets the stage for the final chapters of the saga, leaving us with a sense of wonder and a deep respect for the elemental forces of nature. As the smoke clears over the charred remains of the volcanic plains, we are left to contemplate the fragile balance between destruction and rebirth. The journey of the Sully family reminds us that fire can either consume or forge something stronger than before. We see that home is not just a place of peace, but a commitment to protect the people who make life worth living. In the end, the light of Pandora does not just come from the plants or the spirits, but from the resilience of those who refuse to let their world turn to ash. This chapter of the Pandora saga shows us that the greatest threats often come from the parts of ourselves we are too afraid to acknowledge. By introducing the darker side of the Na'vi, the film forces us to question if peace is ever truly possible in such a divided world. It is a stunning visual and emotional achievement that leaves us wondering what else is hidden in the shadows. This story begins in the aftermath of the Great Sea Battle. The Metcaina reefs are still beautiful, but the air is thick with the scent of salt and the lingering metallic tang of human machinery. Jake Sully stands on the edge of a seawall, his yellow eyes tracking the horizon where the smoke from the sunken sea dragon still rises in thin, pathetic wisps. He is a man who has traded the canopy of the forest for the depth of the ocean, but he knows that Pandora never stays quiet for long. The world building here starts with the transition of the Sully family trying to find a permanent home. They have been through the ringer, and Neytiri is struggling with the loss of Neytiri, her grief a heavy, physical presence that seems to vibrate in the air around her. The sound of the waves hitting the rocks is a rhythmic throb, a heartbeat that reminds them they are alive, even if they feel broken. But then, rumors begin to drift in with the warm trade winds, stories of a region far to the north where the islands are not made of sand and coral, but of jagged obsidian and constant smoke. This is our first introduction to the volcanic biome, a place where the rules of Pandoran life are rewritten by the heat of the crust. Jake realizes that the RDA is not just licking its wounds, they are expanding. The humans have established a new foothold near the volcanic ranges, looking for minerals that can only be forged in the extreme pressures of the tectonic plates. This leads Jake, Neytiri, and their children on a journey away from the turquoise waters of the Metcaina toward a horizon that glows a dull, angry red at night. As they travel, we see the shift in the environment. The lush greens and blues of the reef fade into a desolate landscape of gray ash and blackened stone. The soundscape changes from the splashing of water and the chirple of seabirds to the low, ominous rumble of the earth and the sharp crackle of cooling lava. The air becomes heavy with the smell of sulfur, a stinging reminder that they are entering a place where life has to fight twice as hard just to breathe. Upon arrival at the borders of the volcanic wastes, the Sullys encounter the Ash people, also known as the Shankyu. These are not the noble forest dwellers or the serene reef riders we have come to know. Their skin is a desaturated shade of blue, almost gray, and they cover themselves in white ash and charcoal patterns that make them look like ghosts moving through the smoke. The world building of the Ash people is fascinating because it shows a darker, more aggressive side of Na'vi culture. They do not see Iowa as a gentle mother, but as a demanding force of destruction and rebirth. Their leader, Varong, is a warrior whose voice sounds like the grinding of stones. She does not welcome the Sullys with open arms. To her, Jake is a ghost of the forest who brings human wars to her doorstep. The interaction between the tribes is tense, filled with the sound of hissing breaths and the rhythmic tapping of obsidian spears against stone floors. The Ash people live in massive caverns carved into the sides of active volcanoes. The architecture is brutal and functional, a stark contrast to the organic woven homes of the Omaticaya. You can hear the constant hiss of steam vents and the clinking of stone tools as they shape the volcanic glass into lethal weapons. They have domesticated a new type of creature, a fire-resistant version of the banshee that has leathery, soot-colored skin and glowing orange membranes. These creatures do not screech like the forest banshees, but let out a low, vibrating roar that echoes through the mountain passes. The Sully children, particularly Loak and Kiri, are fascinated and terrified by this new environment. Kiri feels a strange, distorted connection to Awa here. The spirit of the planet feels muffled by the layers of ash, or perhaps it is just more primal, more ancient. Meanwhile, the RDA has not been idle. General Ardmore has authorized the deployment of the Phoenix Project, a new initiative designed to combat the Na'vi in the harsh volcanic terrain. We see the introduction of the Cinder suits, specialized amp suits with heat-shielded plating and heavy-duty flamethrowers. The sound of these machines is a mechanical nightmare, the high-pitched whine of hydraulic pumps and the roar of ignited fuel. They are building a massive facility called the Forge, which sits right on top of a major magma vent. The world building here highlights the humans' desperate need for energy and resources, showing a disregard for the delicate balance of the volcanic ecosystem. The RDA soldiers are grumpy, sweating through their cooling vests and constantly cleaning ash out of their weapon systems. It is a gritty, industrial contrast to the primal power of the Ash people. Jake tries to negotiate a peace between the Metkaina and the Ash people, but Varang is uninterested in alliances. She believes the Na'vi should be strong enough to stand alone and sees the Sullys as a contamination. There is a scene where Jake must prove his strength in a ritual called the Trial of the Hearth. He has to navigate a maze of shifting lava flows and falling rocks while the Ash people watch from the heights, their rhythmic chanting creating a wall of sound that vibrates in Jake's chest. The tactile details are intense here, the heat blistering Jake's skin and the grit of the ash in his eyes. He barely survives, showing that his forest and sea skills do not easily translate to a world of fire. This creates a rift in the family as Neytiri grows increasingly wary of the Ash people's bloodthirsty nature. She sees them as a mirror to the humans, a tribe that has lost its way and forgotten the Song of Awa. As the RDA pushes further into the volcanic territory, they inadvertently trigger a series of seismic events. The world building extends to the geology of Pandora, showing how the moon reacts to the invasive drilling of the humans. The earth begins to moan, a sound that the Ash people interpret as Awa's anger. A massive eruption occurs, and the cinematography captures the terrifying beauty of fire fountains reaching into the darkened sky. The ashfall becomes so thick that it creates a localized winter, a gray blizzard where visibility is zero. This sets the stage for a major skirmish between the RDA Cinder suits and a combined force of the Sullys and a splinter group of the Ash people. The sound of the battle is a chaotic mix of the whirring of mechanical joints, the thud of explosive arrows, and the deafening cracks of the earth splitting open. During this chaos, Spider finds himself caught between his loyalty to the Sullys and his complicated feelings for his father, the resurrected Korich. Korich has also adapted to the volcanic environment, leading a team of recoms who have painted their skin in the same ash-gray patterns as the Shankyu to blend in. This psychological world-building shows how Korich is slowly becoming more like the people he is trying to destroy, even if he refuses to admit it. The confrontation between Jake and Korich in the middle of a collapsing lava tube is visceral. You can hear the metallic clang of their knives clashing and the roar of the fire surrounding them. It is a fight for survival where the environment is just as much an enemy as the person in front of them. Kiri plays a pivotal role in the middle of the film. She discovers a hidden grove deep within a dormant volcanic crater where a different kind of spirit tree grows. Its leaves are not bioluminescent white, but a glowing crystalline orange. The sound when she touches the tree is not the usual soft hum, but a sharp melodic chime, like wind blowing through glass. Through this connection, she realizes that the Ash people were once the protectors of Pandora's core, but they became bitter and isolated after a prehistoric cataclysm. This adds a layer of history to the world, suggesting that the Na'vi have gone through cycles of war and peace long before the humans arrived. Kiri's ability to communicate with the volcanic life forms, like the armored fire beetles and the giant ash rays, becomes a turning point for the narrative. The third act shifts into high gear as the RDA prepares to launch a final assault on the Ash people's main stronghold. They intend to use a massive atmospheric stabilizer to clear the ash clouds, which sounds like a good thing until you realize it will also dry out the local ecosystem and kill off the specialized flora. The scale of the RDA fleet is staggering. We see the introduction of the Valhalla-class gunships, which are basically flying fortresses equipped with sonic cannons that can shatter rock. The sound of these cannons is a bone-shaking thump that disorients the Na'vi and their mounts. Jake knows they cannot win a conventional war, so he convinces Varang to use the environment itself as a weapon. The final battle is a masterpiece of world-building in motion. The Na'vi use the geothermal vents to create massive steam screens, hiding their movements from the RDA sensors. The sound of the steam hissing out of the ground is like 1,000 snakes. The Ash people ride their fire banshees through the plumes, dropping obsidian bombs that shatter on impact with the metal hulls of the gunships. We see the tactile nature of the combat, the way the molten glass sticks to the machinery, and the way the Na'vi use the cooling lava to trap the AMP suits. It is a messy, hot, and desperate fight. Neytiri is a force of nature here, her war cry cutting through the roar of the engines as she rains. The climax occurs at the heart of the forge. Jake and a small team infiltrate the facility to sabotage the thermal regulators. The internal world of the RDA base is all cold steel and flickering red emergency lights, a stark contrast to the orange glow of the volcano outside. The sound of their footsteps on the metal grates is loud and echoing, ratcheting up the tension. They encounter a new type of guard, automated drones that move with a terrifying insect-like precision. The battle inside the base is claustrophobic and intense, focusing on the sounds of clashing metal and the frantic breathing of the characters. When the regulators finally blow, the sound is a muffled, deep explosion that vibrates through the entire mountain. As the facility begins to collapse, a massive volcanic event is triggered. This is not just an eruption, but a full-scale tectonic shift. The world building shows how the Na'vi and the humans have to put aside their fighting just to escape the literal melting of the landscape. The scene is filled with the roar of the pyroclastic flow, a sound like a freight train made of rock and heat. We see the Sully family working together, their bond stronger than ever, as they navigate the falling debris and the rivers of fire. Even the Ash people are humbled by the scale of the destruction, realizing that their worship of fire has a very real and terrifying price. In the aftermath, the landscape is forever changed. The RDA base is a twisted wreck of slag and ash, and the Ash people have lost much of their ancestral home. However, the film ends on a note of cautious hope. The world building shifts one last time to show the resilience of Pandora. Even in the middle of the blackened wastes, tiny orange sprouts begin to push through the cooling lava. The sound of the wind is softer now, carrying the seeds of the fire forest to new ground. Jake and Varong reach a tentative understanding, a recognition that the threat of the humans is far from over, and that the Na'vi must evolve if they are to survive. The Sully family gathers on a high ridge, looking out over the smoking ruins and the distant shimmering ocean. They are covered in soot and scars, but they are together. The film closes the loop on the world building by showing how the fire and ash have tempered them, making them harder and more resilient. The sound of the family's breathing, synchronized and steady, is the final auditory focus, a simple reminder of their humanity, or Naviity, in the face of overwhelming odds. We see the bioluminescence of their skin begin to glow again through the layers of dust, a sign that the light of Pandora can never be fully extinguished. The journey through the volcanic wastes has changed our perspective on Pandora. We see that it is not just a paradise to be protected, but a living, breathing, and sometimes violent entity that demands respect. The interaction between the different Na'vi tribes highlights the complexity of their society, showing that even among the people of Ewa, there is room for disagreement and cultural evolution. The RDA's persistence shows that the conflict is moving into a new, more dangerous phase, where both sides are becoming more entrenched and more desperate. The world building of the fire region provides a perfect backdrop for this escalation, offering a visual and sensory metaphor for the burning tensions between the two species. Throughout the film, the Sully children continue to grow. Lok takes on more responsibility, his experiences with the Ash people teaching him the value of discipline and the dangers of unbridled rage. Tuk remains the heart of the family, her innocence providing a necessary contrast to the grim reality of their situation. Kiri's evolution is the most profound, as she begins to understand that her connection to the planet is not just about the forest or the sea, but about the very core of Pandora itself. She is becoming a bridge between the different aspects of Ewa, a role that will surely be vital in the chapters to come. The world building around her abilities suggests that she might be the key to finally bringing peace to the moon, though the cost of that peace remains to be seen. The film also spends time on the smaller details of life in the ash. We see how the Na'vi filter their water through porous volcanic rocks, and how they use the heat of the earth to cook their food in buried pits. These tactile descriptions ground the high fantasy elements in a believable reality. We hear the sizzle of meat on hot stones and the scraping of ladles against ceramic bowls. Even in the middle of a war zone, life goes on. The Ash people have their own songs and stories, which are deeper and more mournful than those of the forest tribes. The world building includes these cultural touches, giving the Shankyu a sense of history and dignity despite their aggressive nature.
The RDA characters are also given more depth.
we see the toll that the constant warfare is taking on the human soldiers. They are thousands of light years from home, fighting a war they don't fully understand for a corporation that views them as expendable assets. The sound of their recorded messages home, filled with static and longing, provides a humanizing element to the villains. It shows that the fire and ash are affecting everyone, regardless of which side they are on. The world building of Bridgehead and the surrounding outposts shows a society that is becoming more militarized and more isolated, a mirror to the hardening of the Na'vi tribes. The relationship between Jake and Neytiri is tested in new ways. Neytiri's anger toward the humans is a constant flame, and the presence of the Ash people only fanning those sparks. Jake is the pragmatist, trying to think 3 steps ahead, but he often forgets the emotional cost of their survival. Their arguments are sharp and painful, the sound of their voices echoing in the stone chambers. But they always find their way back to each other, their bond the anchor for the entire story. The world building of their family dynamic is the emotional core of the film, reminding us why we care about the fate of Pandora in the first place. As the ash begins to settle in the final scenes, we get a sense of the sheer scale of the world James Cameron has created. Pandora is vast, and we have only seen a fraction of its biomes and cultures. The introduction of the fire element adds a necessary layer of grit to the franchise, moving it away from the purely idyllic and into something more complex and challenging. The world building is not just about pretty visuals. It is about creating a functional, evolving ecosystem that reacts to the presence of the characters. Every explosion, every crack of a spear, and every roar of a fire banshee feels earned and integrated into the larger narrative. The film leaves us with many questions about the future. Will the Na'vi truly be able to unite, or will the differences between the tribes lead to further conflict? How will the RDA respond to the destruction of the Forge? And what is the ultimate fate of Spider and Quaritch, 2 characters who are caught between 2 worlds? The world building of Fire and Ash sets the stage for these questions to be answered, creating a rich and immersive environment that feels more real with every frame. The sound of the embers popping in a dying fire is the final tactile sensation we are left with, a small but powerful reminder that while the fire may have faded for now, the heat remains. The Sullys have found a way to survive the fire, but the ash will be with them for a long time. It covers their skin, it fills their lungs, and it has become a part of their story. The evolution of the Na'vi from forest dwellers to sea riders to survivors of the volcanic wastes is a testament to their resilience and the vision of the filmmakers. The world building in this chapter is a triumph of imagination, taking us to a place that feels alien yet strangely familiar. It is a world where fire can destroy, but also purify, and where even in the darkest ash, life finds a way to bloom. As we look back on the journey, we can see how each element of the world has been carefully constructed to support the themes of the story. The volcanic setting is not just a backdrop, it is a character in its own right, influencing the actions and emotions of everyone it touches. The sound of the rumbling earth is the voice of the planet, warning those who would exploit it. The tactile experience of the heat and the grit makes the stakes feel immediate and personal. It is a world-building achievement that expands the scope of the Avatar universe while keeping the focus on the characters we have come to love. The film ends with a panoramic shot of the volcanic mountain range, the peaks still glowing with the inner fire of the moon. The sky is beginning to clear, showing the stars and the massive shape of Polyphemus hanging in the heavens. It is a moment of peace after a long and brutal struggle. The sound of a single flute, played by one of the Ash people, drifts over the landscape, a haunting melody that speaks of loss and endurance. It is a world that has been through the fire and come out changed on the other side. The Sully family stands together, their silhouettes dark against the rising sun, ready for whatever challenges the future may hold. Oh, sweet dreams, my little one. Let's drift together, back to a world of shimmering leaves and sky-high wonders, a world touched by both fire and grace. The fire, for now, has dwindled to embers, its fierce dance ended. But look closely, my dear, and you'll see the ash, a soft gray blanket that reminds us of everything that once was, and all that grew from its warmth. This journey, this trek into the fiery heart of Pandora's volcanic lands, oh, it was a true trial, a test for our dear Sullys, and for us watching their bravery unfold. It pulled us into the darker, glowing corners of this magnificent bioluminescent moon. And what a journey it was! Every new corner, every glowing crevice painted by the wondrous magic of world building, giving shape to a tale that whispers not just of brave hearts, but of the very breath and spirit of the land itself. As the light softly fades, can you hear it? The faint sigh of the wind, weaving through trees dusted with ash, a final, tender whisper from a world that forever holds us spellbound, forever inspires our dreams. Pandora, my precious one, oh, it's a tapestry woven with endless surprises. From the grand floating mountains where the forest dwellers dwell, to the secret shimmering reefs of the deep ocean, and now to these magnificent jagged peaks of fire-kissed lands. We've seen such a dazzling spectrum of life that Iwa, the Great Mother, nurtures. Each new place, each unique part of this moon, brings with it new adventures, new wondrous creatures, and fascinating cultures that gently unfold, deepening our understanding of this alien yet so familiar home. The very essence of fire and ash is a testament to the grand magic of storytelling, showing us, even in a world born of fire and swept by destruction, there's still such profound beauty and the bright, persistent glow of hope to be found. The Sully family, our brave little hearts, they've shown us how to bend and not break, how to adopt, how to survive. And oh, their story is still unfurling, like a vine reaching for the sky. The very air of the volcanic regions, its sounds, its textures, they will linger in our hearts long after the story ends. Can you almost hear the quiet crackle of the lava, the gentle hiss of steam rising like a ghostly breath, and feel the soft, gritty touch of the ash? These are all part of the magical embrace James Cameron wove for us. The exquisite care in every tiny detail, from the grand designs of the Ash people's homes to the clever workings of the RDA's machines. It all breathes life into this world, making it feel so real, so lived in, even as it playfully stretches the very edges of our imagination. As the quiet credits begin to roll, we are left with a gentle hum of wonder and a sweet, excited stirring for what new magic awaits. The Avatar saga, you see, has always been more than just a clash of wills. It's a deep, soft whisper about our own precious connection to nature and the delicate dance of balance in a world that is always, always changing. The fire and ash of this chapter, they truly tested that balance, showing us the quiet consequences of grasping greed and the mighty, shimmering power of hearts united. The world building, like a grand, enchanting stage, has held this epic story, and we can only dream of what new wonders and what brave new challenges will greet us in the next chapter of this incredible journey. Pandora, ever so gently, continues to grow and blossom, and oh, what a privilege it is to journey alongside it. The Sully family are brave, adventurous souls. They've traveled from the soaring treetops to the ocean's silent depths, and now to the very heart of the volcano. With each tender step, they've unearthed something new, not just about themselves, but about their magnificent world. The spellbinding world-building of fire and ash has been a vital part of this great unfolding, offering us a peek into a side of Pandora we never knew existed. It's a world of fire and ash, yes, but oh, it is also a world of enduring spirit and vibrant life, and we simply cannot wait to see where its winding path leads next. In the grand shimmering tapestry of Pandora, the volcanic regions are like a dark, fiery thread, adding such beautiful depth and complexity to the overall picture. The Ash people, with their unique ways and their challenging beliefs, they offer a necessary contrast to the other Na'vi tribes, a gentle reminder that there's no single path to dancing in harmony with nature. The RDA's lingering presence, like a shadow at the edge of the light, shows us that the great struggle for Pandora is a long, winding journey, not a quick dash, and that both sides must be ready for a long, difficult road ahead. The exquisite world-building of Fire and Ash has laid a strong, magical foundation for this ongoing tale, crafting a rich, detailed environment that will hold the story for many years to come. As we softly reflect on all that has passed in the film, we are reminded of the grand, quiet power of nature and the gentle, unyielding strength of spirit. The volcano's grand eruption was a soft, humbling reminder that we are all held in the gentle embrace of the world we live in, and that our very survival breathes on our ability to cherish and protect that world. The Sully family, our beacons of hope, have shown us that even when destruction looms large, there is boundless strength in unity and a bright, shining hope in the future. The wondrous world-building of Fire and Ash has brought these truths to life in a way that is both breathtaking to behold and deeply emotionally resonant, leaving us with a powerful, tender message about the delicate balance of all things and the enduring magical power of life itself. The soft sounds and inviting textures of the film have created such an immersive experience, unlike anything else. From the volcano's grand rumbling roar to the quiet, almost unheard whisper of the ash, every sound has been chosen with such care to gently transport us to the very surface of Pandora. The feel of the volcanic rock, the warmth of the lava, they've been brought to life with such detail that we can almost feel them through the screen. This level of magical world building, my dear, is what makes the Avatar saga so truly special, crafting a world that is as much a tender sensory experience as it is a thrilling story. As we step forward into the next chapter of this grand saga, we carry with us the soft lessons learned from the fire and the ash. We've seen the quiet dangers of being alone and the glorious power of hearts joined together. We've witnessed the consequences of pride and the gentle beauty of humility. Pandora's world building continues to hold up a shimmering mirror to our own world, gently asking us to ponder our own bond with nature and with the precious people around us. It is a journey that is far from over, and oh, we are so excited to see where the next chapter will tenderly lead us. The very last image of the film, with the Sully family standing together against the backdrop of a clearing sky, is a powerful, comforting reminder of the true importance of family and the unyielding strength of the Na'vi spirit. They have journeyed through the fire and the ash, and they have emerged stronger, more beautifully united than ever before. The wondrous world building of this chapter has been a vital thread in their journey, providing the gentle challenges they needed to grow and the rich environment they needed to truly blossom. As we softly bid farewell to the volcanic regions of Pandora for now, we know that the fire will continue to glow in the hearts of the characters and dance in the imaginations of us all. In the quiet embrace of the end, Avatar Fire and Ash is more than just a film. It is a gentle exploration of a world as complex and as breathtakingly beautiful as our own. The magnificent world building has been the sturdy, magical foundation of this exploration, providing a rich, detailed environment that breathes life into the entire story. The sounds, the textures, the vibrant cultures of the volcanic region have added a brand new dimension to the Avatar universe, showing us that even in the heart of a world touched by fire and ash, there is a story of hope and resilience waiting to be tenderly told. The Sully family's journey is a beautiful testament to the power of the spirit and the gentle importance of finding our own unique place in the world, no matter how challenging that world may sometimes seem. The legacy of the fire and ash, like glowing embers, will continue to shape the future of Pandora. The soft scars on the landscape and the cherished memories of the characters will serve as a gentle reminder of the trials they have bravely faced and the profound strength they have found. The enchanting world building of this chapter has created a lasting impression on the saga, expanding the grand scope of the story and opening up new, wonderful opportunities for exploration and discovery. As we eagerly look forward to the next installment, we do so with a deeper understanding of Pandora's wondrous world and a greater appreciation for the magic of storytelling to carry us away to new, exciting places. The world of Pandora is truly a gift that continues to give, offering us new wonders and gentle challenges with each unfolding chapter. The fire and ash have been a difficult, yet beautiful and necessary part of that journey, showing us the full, magnificent range of what this bioluminescent moon has to offer. The world building has been the key to this grand discovery, and we are so grateful for the chance to explore this incredible world once again. As the final, soft notes of the music fade away, we are left with a feeling of gratitude and a renewed whisper of commitment to protecting the beauty and diversity of our own precious world, just as the Na'vi protect theirs. The journey through the volcanic wastes, it was a long and sometimes difficult path, but it was worth every single step. We have seen things we never dreamed possible and felt emotions we never expected. The magical world building of fire and ash has been the gentle driving force behind this entire experience, creating a world that is as immersive as it is utterly unforgettable. As we leave the fire and ash behind and journey back towards the embracing forest and the shimmering sea, we do so with a sense of quiet accomplishment and a heart brimming with wonder. The story of Pandora, my dear, is far, far from over, and we are so, so honored to be a part of it.
The Sully family's story, it is a tender reminder that no matter how winding or difficult the journey, there is always, always hope if we stay true to ourselves and to each other. The world building of the volcanic region has provided the perfect, breathtaking backdrop for this very message, showing us that even in the most challenging environments, life and love can softly,
beautifully flourish. The fire and ash have tested the Sullys, yes, but they have also tempered them, making them ready, strong, and brave for whatever comes next. As the screen gently goes dark, we carry the soft glowing light of Pandora with us, a warm, shimmering ember of hope in a world that can sometimes feel cold and gray. Sleep well, my little dreamer, and may your own dreams be as wondrous as Pandora itself.
Get me in there. Get me in Ray.
Out the doors ahead, sliding.
On torpedoes?
Hold your fire. Hold fire. Almost back the ship.
General?
Abandon ship!
There.
Lifeboat, get off the ship!
I'll need cover and fire. It's on me. Just watch me.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll come out.
Find it! You hear me?
Me for them.
This here and now, everybody goes home. Go for it! Spider, here! Jake! Ah! Spider!
I'll kill you! I swear! Not test me! You little bastard! Ah!
Get out of here! Go on!
Jake!
On!
Then do it!
Stop! Manquad!
The witch. What is she? You're an animal. Take me there.
Join the party!
Go.
Take cover!
I have a situation. The kid...
Out of the way. Out of the way, guys! Lay it down. Gotcha. Okay, stay with me. sake. What am I doing? This way. Oh, well, girlfriend, green bio. I'm a little uninspired right now. The way that you...
Well, then there's no plan.
Damn! Fire. Keep visual on them. Hands! Ha! No, you can't.
Not clear.
Stay close to me! Don't hear that. Hold your fire.
1-6 in hot.
Down!
The kiss your yell at you.
Turuk loved my father. That when they flew,
He is coming.
Ancient. In an endless expanse.
I am brother of Tukun.
Holy shit.
Okay, boys.
Hang on. It's no elders.
Tulkun. Big ones.
Watch out! Thanks for getting Sully on the open, General.
They're dying.
Kitty, stop!
Mother.
If you connect underwater, it'll kill you. Stop! Kitty, wait! Cap, do not follow me. Come on!
Hurts. Please. Oh. Need you. Come on, keep going.
Come on!
No, please. Mother, help us. I call upon the warrior.
Flank out, box him in.
You're in my way, bro.
Spare mask! What? Where's the spare mask? Hey! Where is it? Come on, come on, come on! Deep and slow.
Scound. You have to be.
Get off.
Get stupid is your. Goodwin, come on!
Come on, let's go.
Ready, about! And race! Full to windward!
Everyone mourns in their own way.
Get these out! Come on, let's go! Let's go! Can you do that?
Yes, sir. Stay. Bro, you're supposed to. Come on! Get back!
Get up! Hurry!
Neytiri, do you copy?
Kitty! You okay? Yeah. I'm breathing the air! I'm breathing! Thank you. Shit! I'm telling you, there's no thunder.
Go on.
All right, we're going easy. Go on. Feels good, don't it?
Find him, Webb.
On your knees. Cut her down. We got you. Knox.
Guys, come on! Saik.
Research by.
10 made it. Leading now.
Couldn't have been killed. I'm so You two Kun have called for council to decide.
This must be removed. See me.
When it grows long enough, I'm gonna get my own. Then I'll be the one laughing.
With no training. Who are you to question, though? Nothing! I will not rest. Then you be woman. Careful, Sahib.
The matriarch has spoken. He was outcast for this death to our people.
I gone for that.
No. She says he can.
It's bullshit. Say something. Just say.
She says not be heard. Exile.
No! Paikon! This is wrong! He fought for us! He
Lord.
saved your daughter!
The elders have spoken.
The two could...
No!
Daughter!
Paikon is of you! He's fought for us!
Sit down! We are in council!
Stand up for me!
Be seated.
It's okay.
What? My backup's on that ship.
Come on, Toop!
Come on! Keep going! Keep going! Go.
Sully never quits.
Nothing. Jerry! Grab my hand!
Go!
Spider, you okay, bro?
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's get out of sight.
I wanna go.
Go home.
Dad has no idea where we are. Bro, I've got to get him back.
We have to do something. Ship.
No, we can't go back to the ship. Those guys circle around them.
It's a good idea.
Hands!
I guess.
Ash people. Death for these guys.